be about 2 years off, but seemingly Prince Harry's getting in there early. Now, some suggest this is a gentle kindness. Others have other ideas. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for taking the time out to join me today here in the very heart of London. This is a nice area. Can you see this bit here? This is all where sort of Churchill War Rooms is, and it's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I love it. Have you been to the Churchill War Rooms? It's just great. So much info, you know what I mean? By the way, I mentioned a couple of weeks back about Eastbourne, right? And people said, oh, no, it's still the same. Now, not according, I love Eastbourne. Anywhere down that area, I think it's just lovely. Worthing, Brighton, Sussex, Eastbourne. There's some wonderful coastal places. And if you get a chance, do go down. A lot of royal history in these coastal towns, you know. You will find it fascinating, the sort of blue plaques that you find. But I always remember Eastbourne as a sort of place of beautiful flowers, you know, massive flower beds on the seafront. And it was lovely. You sat on the benches, you saw the wonderful designs that those gardeners did. Well, apparently not anymore. Here's what it was like, and apparently here's what it looks like now. Talk about a downgrade, eh? But of course it's the council. Apparently they've just run out of cash. Which council can manage any of our money? You know what I'm saying? Oh yes. Let's get back to your royal story of the day. Oh, we haven't had a wave, have we? Nice to see you, by the way. Sorry. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's an interesting thing with Harry. We keep seeing more and more stories about how he's unhappy in his life. And I've told you before, bored, rigid, nothing to do all day. And, you know, really apart from sort of organising things that are very much in the future, I'm not quite sure how he fills his time. You know what I'm saying? But the bigger issue now that you have, of course, if you're somebody like Prince Harry, is you want to make sure that you get in there first with your publicity. It's a trick that he's learned from his cable TV actress wife. It doesn't matter how bad things are going, you perpetuate the myth that things are going really well. You know, like the honey that sold out before it went live, you know, sort of thing. And the apricot jam, which is now getting blasted, by the way, on social media. Now, I can't comment because unless you buy it yourself, it's really up to the individual. I've said to you before, I like a bit of a nicer, stronger consistency. You know, you want to be able to see the strawberries, the raspberries, that sort of stuff. The runny stuff doesn't appeal to me, but apparently, you know, Meghan seemingly is selling out. Yes, I'll just leave that one there. Now, of course, as you know, in 2027, in the cash-strapped council that is Birmingham City, well, they're going to be hosting the Invictus Games. Problems afoot there. Invictus have now also teamed up with another thing of Harry's association, Better Up. How long before Travellers comes on board? You know what I'm saying? Shoring it up. People are very reluctant to give to charitable stuff, particularly when you have negative PR like the Santa Barley stuff, and without anything, Harry suddenly resigns away, doesn't fight his corner, just withers into the background. Not a good look, I'm sure everybody will agree. What's interesting about this particular story is simply this. You see now, according to the source, Harry has decided that he's going to invite, oh yes, and offer the olive branch to his elder brother, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, and his father, King Charles. And the idea really is that he wants to invite them as his guests to the forthcoming Invictus Games. Well, anybody who knows anything knows that he doesn't need to invite them. I told you a few weeks back now that in fact the real Invictus Games people would actually like to have the King, the Queen and the Prince and Princess of Wales as their personal guests. They feel that this will add the cachet to bring more money into the event and more importantly have full royal endorsement. Who knows where Harry's going to be in 2 years' time, if at all actually attached to the Invictus Games. You get what I'm saying, chums? So behind the scenes, this looks like a great PR stunt, but it also falls into the bracket of what Harry did recently, popping up to offer his sort of few choice bon mots to Germany, the veterans over there. Some people might say it was a noble thing to do. He's just filming it in his backyard, standing with a jacket on with all of his medals. It looks a bit like Muttley from Dick Dastardly and Muttley. It had absolutely no cachet whatsoever, didn't hit at all. And some people have also pointed out, does Germany not have any more fitting veterans that could have given out a message on that level? Either way, Harry's trying desperately hard to backpedal his very much negative PR. But things like this, where he's suddenly offering invites out, is certainly not cutting it with the people behind Invictus either. They're holding out for the real royals, a little bit like what's happening with Idris Elba and His Majesty the King for Netflix. The clock keeps on a ticking. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.